Hi, Advanced Algebra 2B. So today in class we did a little bit of factoring, and I showed you guys that you could do this by looking at the 36, and you're going to try factor pairs of negative 36. So if I grab my calculator, 36 divided by 2, so obviously there's 36 and 1, and then 2 and 18 gives me 36. 36 divided by 3, so 3 and 12. 36 divided by 4, so 4 and 9. Man, a lot of things go into 36, huh? 5 won't go in because it doesn't end in a 5. 36 divided by 6, you get 6 times 6. And then I could keep going, but I'm just going to start seeing the repeats of this pattern. Now, I also showed you today in class how you can make an x to help you, like x factor, to factor it out. So you put the last number on top, you put the middle number on bottom, and then you're looking for pairs of numbers that add up to negative 9 and multiply to negative 36. Now, since it's a negative, we know that one of these numbers has to be negative. So I'm looking for numbers that could possibly combine to make a negative 9, and I notice that 3 and 12 are 9 away from each other. And so I'm going to put 3 here and 12. And then to make a negative 9, I know the bigger number has to be negative, so I use a negative 12. Now, 3 plus a negative 12 really does add up to negative 9, so that checks. And obviously it multiplies to negative 36. So then this gives me my factors. This is going to factor as x plus 3 and x minus 12. And that's my final answer. Now, if I wanted to check my work, I could do it by foiling. So I could multiply x times x, and I get x squared. X times negative 12 is minus 12x. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. And then when I combine like terms, a negative 12 and a positive 3 really does give me a minus 9x. And since this is equal to the beginning problem, it checks, and I know that this really is the factored form of x squared minus 9x minus 36. Just to see one more example of how to do that with your calculator if you want to. Now let's see, I need numbers that multiply to 65, so 1 times 65 works. It's not even, so I know 2 isn't going to go into it. So then I went try 65 divided by 3. Well, that's a decimal, so that doesn't work. 65 divided by 4 won't work because 4 is even, so I'm going to get another decimal there. 65 divided by 5 is 13, so I know 5 and 13 work. And I could keep trying. I'm pretty sure though, let's see, 65 divided by 6, no. 6 divided by 7, divided by 8, nope. Divided by 9, still a decimal. Divided by 10. Divided by 11, none of these are working, 12, 13, and as soon as I get the repeat, 5 and 13, I know that I found all the pairs. So now I make my x for x factor, I put negative 65 on top, and the 8 on bottom, and I'm looking for two numbers that add up to 8 and multiply to negative 65. Well, 1 and 65 clearly can't make 8, so it's got to be the 5 and the 13. And since 8 is positive, I know the 13, the bigger number, has to be positive, so I'm going to make the 5 be the negative one. And sure enough, negative 5 plus 13 really does equal 8, so that checks. So then over here, my factored form of x squared plus 8x minus 65 is x minus 5 and x plus 13. All right, that's all she wrote for tonight. Make sure you write down everything you see on the paper. Listen to it once over again just to make sure you understand it, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.